Alrighty, how's it going, guys? Hank here, back with another short video for the Review and Preview Sports channel. And the other big baseball news that occurred today, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim have signed Noah Syndergaard to a 1-year, $21 million contract. But before I want to get into that, I want to give you guys a reminder to please give us a follow on our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Review and Preview Sports. And of course, please do not forget to hit that big red button down below and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Now, the big news about Noah Syndergaard, a 1-year, $21 million deal. This is a big risk that the Angels are taking because he's coming off a season where he only threw 2 innings after missing a whole year with a torn UCL. And I don't necessarily think this is a bad move because it's no secret that the Angels have one of the worst rotations, not just in the American League, but in all of Major League Baseball. But the big question mark is, can he be the same dominant pitcher that he was before the injury? Because let's not forget, when he was with the Mets, he was definitely one of a number of good pitchers that they could rely on. And now you have to hope that with your current rotation, you got Patrick Sandoval, Jose Suarez, and of course Shohei Ohtani. You have to hope that nothing bad happens to Noah Syndergaard. And he's definitely capable of pitching well, but I don't know what the expectations of him will be in his first full season post-injury, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Angels. And I think another thing to consider is the pressure is definitely on them for sure, because it's going to be another year where you're going to have them go with Mike Trout in that starting lineup. And Mike Trout has pretty much been the face of baseball for the past decade. And yet somehow, with all the talent that the Angels have had in that starting lineup, you have Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, if he's healthy, he could potentially have a bounce back season. This team has not won a playoff game since 2009. And they have only made it to the playoffs once with Mike Trout. And that ended up with them getting swept at the hands of the Kansas City Royals. So I think this is definitely a start and a sign of them going in the right direction with the signing of Noah Syndergaard, because he has the potential to make some improvements to that rotation. However, do I think they're done? Absolutely not. But as far as what Perry Manassian has done so far, not too bad. Still need another arm in that rotation. And they have to hope that losing out on Eduardo Rodriguez isn't going to come back to haunt them. But another question to consider with regards to the Angels is the AL West. You look at the Houston Astros. They're definitely going to look like a much different team if Carlos Correa does end up leaving them and getting the bank via free agency. The Oakland A's are going through their typical rebuild cycle where you have Matt Chapman and Matt Olson. They're going to be free agents pretty soon. Either they're going to be traded, and if not, then you know the A's with their small market are not going to have the money to keep them around. Then there's the Seattle Mariners. That team came within inches of breaking their long postseason drought since 2001. Could they make a splash and potentially improve via free agency and trades? Who knows? So maybe the Angels have more of a shot than we realize. But for that to happen, a lot has to go right. Joe Madden needs to do a good job of managing Noah Syndergaard. I mean, he did well, all things considered, when you look at how Shohei Ohtani pitched, but in the big picture, we don't know if Noah Syndergaard is going to give them length. Remember, this is a guy coming off a torn UCL, and, definitely have to be careful with his arm going forward. And as I mentioned, Patrick Sandoval and Jose Suarez are not guys that you look at and think they're going to give you pitching depth and stability. So I'm really intrigued with how the Angels managed this offseason. I mean, on the surface, this is a deal that reeks of desperation, because if you look at the Angels historically, Artie Moreno has been notorious for giving out terrible contracts, not just to position players, but to starting pitchers as well. And the idea of giving a $21 million contract to a pitcher that's only thrown 2 innings since 2019, that definitely would scare me if I'm an Angels fan. However, I'm not completely against it, because at least it's a sign that they're trying to improve. And once again, you owe it to Mike Trout to get that guy not just a playoff spot, but at least a chance for him to improve his legacy and get a World Series ring, because how they have handled a lot of their stars some of their stars over the past like decade is borderline criminal. And I just hope for their sake Noah Syndergaard can stay healthy, and that they can be an improved team, and that they can somehow take advantage of what should be a weaker AL East. But what happens will remain to be seen. But that's all I really have regarding Noah Syndergaard. Once again, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I'd like to give you a reminder, please don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button down below. Please hit that thumbs up button. And of course, if you have other opinions regarding Noah Syndergaard and the LA Angels, please don't hesitate to comment. I would love to hear your opinions, and we would love to see how you feel, whether the Angels could potentially sneak into the playoffs. But once again, that'll do it. Hank and Dichter once again, and I will talk to you guys later.